Today you get to see Deepak's story and how he's just impacted us and how he was impacted by the Lord as well. I really hope you enjoy this video.
To the border. It's very close, like you can make back and forth in one day. Tibet, you can go across the border, and it's on the mountain, there's small village. And my father, until 13 years old, he used to look after sheep mountain, sheep goats in the mountain, like David did. And my grandpa was very much involved in gambling, you know. And one day what happened was my dad was looking after sheep and goats in the mountain, and he ran out of food, and he came down to his home to take some food back to this sheep shed. And what happened during that time? What happened was my granddad lost all the sheep and goats in gambling, and the guy who owned the gambling, he took everything. And when my dad got back to the sheep shed, so nothing was there. That made my dad very furious. He got mad, and he had a fighting with my granddad, and he left for India, Northeast India. He went to India, and started he started doing job there, and he met my mom, and they got married. I was born and raised in Northeast India. Okay, I have that in my heart that one day I have to go back to Nepal, because my dad is from Nepal. Okay, so I did have some friends during my college days. They were Christians, good friends. But I used to go to the church. I used to attend the church. I was kind of open guy, so I'm a liberal guy. So I used to visit monasteries. I came from this Tibetan. I used to follow Tibetan Buddhism. And my dad and my mom, they were in Northeast India, and I was born and raised there. And I did my formal schooling there and did my college, university there in Northeast India. I did have some friends who were Christians, and but they never said me good news to me. Yeah, I used to visit the temples, Hindu temples. I used to visit the monasteries. I used to go to the church. And there is always God put me something on my heart that Deepak, you must go back to Nepal, because your dad is from Nepal. And after completion my college graduations, I came to Nepal, and I met a guy. He used to serve in Nepal police department. He was a cop. Cop has bad reputation in Nepal, and he was, he was, yeah. We were very good friend. We were very good friend, and we were very much involved in in drinking alcohols and everything. The bad stuff. What I meant. And in the meantime, what happened was I got a letter from India, Northeast India. My mom passed away, and I had to go back to India, Northeast. I stayed for a while there with my dad, and came back to Nepal again. And I tried to track him down. He was not in Kathmandu, and I tried to track him down. So he was not there, and I went to his brother's home. He gave me his address, and I took the address and phone number, and I phoned him. But the lady who answered the phone was the believer, one of the believers from my church, and she told me that. Why don't you come to our place on Saturday, because Saturday is a holiday. As you all know, that Saturday is the week in Nepal, so we have church service on Saturday. And I said, okay, so I'll give you a call on Saturday. So I called her on Saturday, and she told me that okay, Jiwan is here. And I went there, and she took me to Jiwan's place room, where I was kind of shocked, so I was so surprised to see his life changed. And I was kind of, thinking that what made him change so drastically, I asked him so. And he told me that there's only one person who is Jesus, so who can change everybody's life. And he took out the Bible and he showed me a couple of verses. And only the verse that I still remember, that is John 3:16. That's the best version for me. The rest of the version I forgot. And he was kind of, he wanted to, he invited me to his self-prayer group meeting, so I went there. So what I saw there was everybody was, looking at me, smiling at me, and they're kind of, showing their concern, So is that the truth that I've been looking for? Is that the thing that I've been looking for my whole life? So, and then I started wondering, and all those people, they started praying for me, okay? And one day, he told me that, would you like to go to my church on Saturday, Deepak? I said, okay. I said,
Okay.
I'll go. I said casually,
Yeah.
I was very interested, but I just said just casually. And he took me to his church, and that very day, our senior pastor gave the sermon, and that really hit right into my heart. And that I realized that, so this is the thing that I've been looking for from whole life. I decided myself. I didn't ask to my brothers, I didn't ask to my relatives, I didn't ask my friends. The decision that I have to make is myself. I have to do it myself. So I accept Lord Jesus as my personal Savior. And I wanted to grow with the Lord, so, and I talked to my friends, Jivan, and he talked to my pastor's wife, and the pastor's wife wanted to help me out. And she asked me if you could join the Sunday school teacher, as an assistant teacher. So it was okay, you can do it. So I said, okay, I really wanted to grow in the Lord. So teaching means you have to teach yourself first, So that's how I started growing. And I taught in the Sunday school for about 8 years, and I was later I became one of the leaders in the church, and I helped my church in that way. And in 1997, there was a first team that came from Colorado Springs, New Life Church. Pastor Ted Haggard, have you heard about this name, this guy? Pastor Ted Haggard was here in Nepal with a team of 50 people who were there. And I led the first ministry team in Nepal. 4 people, three of them were pastors. 2 were from Louisiana, one is from Colorado Springs, New Life Church, one is from Denver, John, and he was an environmental engineer. I led them in Pokhara and Chitwan and Kathmandu. So that very moment, so the Lord spoke to me that, Deepak, you're gonna do this kind of adventure ministry. And I started praying for that. And I led many teams that came from YMS, either the mission team, from Texas, Tyler, Perth, Australia, and Maui, Hawaii. I led them many, the DTS teams, and also many medical mission teams in Everest region. And one interesting story was that happened in 2003. I was leading a team from the US. It's called the New Bridges Ministry. I was leading them to Everest Base Camp. And the team was, of course, we had porters and the guys who are not believers. So, and the team members started sharing good news to them. And these guys they seem to be pretty, reluctant to listen to these people, So they might have thought that these guys, the white people, they come here and they try to change our culture, That's why they seem to be quite reluctant to listen to them. But they kept, sharing good news. And there's a point, the last station is called Gorakhshep. From there, you hike up to the base camp and come back. It 5 hours back and forth. And next early in the morning, hike up to this Kalapatar. That is more than 18,000 feet. You get up there and you see the panoramic view of Mount Everest. Next early morning, we got up there, and the guy, his name is what do you call it? Himal Rai. He told us that he was ready to accept Lord Jesus right there, and everyone was very happy, and they were praising God, to see His God of grace, we were praising there, and his heart was ready, yeah, and he accepted Lord Jesus right there. Probably he was the first guy to accept Lord Jesus on the highest place on earth.
Wow.
And we have this response cards, and we took his name and address, and we gave it to the local church. So discipling is very important, and we told him that. So you have to go this, so that he could be followed up later. Yeah. So that's what the Lord has been doing through us, through the people of Nepal. And that's why we call it Higher Adventure Ministry. And as for the Walrus team, so that was there was a team from 2011, the Global Expedition. Have you heard about this? Global Expedition. I hosted that team. It's a very big team. Like first in 2011, there were 80 people, young people like you. I hosted 80 people.
Wow.
They came to Nepal until 2015, and their project was closed down. They were in debt. And one of the girls came to Nepal in 2011, and she came to Cambodia with Walrus team. And they were trying to find an unsung hero there. So he wrote me, and if I knew somebody in Cambodia, so I said, I don't know anybody in Cambodia, but I do know some people in Malaysia and Singapore. I do have some friends there, and I wrote them, and they gave me some address of the local people in Cambodia, and forwarded a letter to her. Yes, and she's the one who got me connected with this Ames. And Chris Scott was there at the best, and he wanted to interview me, and on Skype. And we fixed the date and time, and he interviewed me for about 10 minutes. And he told me that, okay, Deepak, we're going to send one small team, like 7 people, first time, 7 people. Are you okay with that? I said, okay, I'm very happy. Later he wrote me another letter, and he said, Deepak, we'll be sending 2 teams. And again he wrote another letter, we'll be having 3 teams. 21 people listened for the first time. And we led them in the mountain, in the plains, in the Chitwan area. So yeah, the Lord has been faithful. Each time I hosted the team. So yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.